Well, I'm doing another live chat. I was having a pretty good day today, I guess. Tested out Gifty. He did not pass, so we're gonna have to work on it some more and test him out again. Sometimes people get nervous on their test and they forget what to do, so, you know, it happens. What can we do? So now we're going to work on it and get them back to test ready again. Yeah, I'm still in Springfield, Missouri, still at home, checking it out. Or not checking it out, but just staying at home. And it's been nice sleeping in my bed, but I'm ready to get on the road. What's going on, Jeff? Yeah, I'm ready to get back out there, man. Being at home a lot is cool and everything, but it's time to get back on the road. You ever work? Doesn't seem like it. Shoot, I've been putting in, I don't even know, 8-10 hour days out there on the pad, walking back and forth, doing pre-trip, doing in-cab. I got two students right now. I had them both in the truck last night. Jesus is my new student, so he's pretty good, man. He was impressing me. Like, I didn't even really have to teach him the offset. He was studying Gifty doing it, and then pretty much he got in there and he just started doing it. Offset one way, offset the other way, offset back that way. Missed the beginning. How is Gifty's training? Well, Gifty, he's hanging in there, man. He's showing up. He's trying. We've been back and forth. Some days he does good. Some days he does decent. So we're trying to get him ready to test again. So he tested once, and he'll be testing again soon. So we're just gonna keep on working with him. And pretty soon he'll have a CDL and he'll be on his way to TNT. So I mean, I wish I could do more videos out there on the pad. It's not really allowed, so we can't really have our phones out there recording nothing. I mean, I wouldn't be recording it anyways, I don't think, out there. I mean, I don't think it's safe to be walking around with a phone, like, trucks backing everywhere, going crazy, it's not good. Pads are pretty much empty here lately. Today I was like, man, there is no one out there. So I mean, they're pretty empty. If you need pad times right now, I'm sure all the pads are open. I'm gonna get up at 7 in the morning again. I've been getting up every day at 7 in the morning, getting home about 6 o'clock at night. So it's been something else. It's a lot of work on the pad. What's going on, William? What's up? Yeah, I know. Like, people are asking me, I'm over here a long time. What's going on? It's been a long time at home. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, I was expecting to be here Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, pad work, and test out. But if somebody's not ready to test out, I give them another day. So Gifty was ready to test out. We tested him out today. He had a little bit of an issue in his air brakes for part of his pre-trip. So, it happens. Sometimes people get nervous out there when they're doing their air brakes. And sometimes people fail the air brakes. You can't win them all. So, air brakes is something else. It has to be word for word. You have to have it word for word, and you have to do it. Like, You're gonna tell them everything you're gonna do, and then you're gonna do it. So like, and it's very important. Think about it like this. If you never do your applied pressure test and you don't know you're losing air pressure, you're losing air. Say we're going down a mountain, you're losing air the whole time. You never check the pressure. So guess what? You're losing pressure. We're going down this mountain and you never ever pumped down your brakes and checked and seen if your warning light and buzzer came on at or before 60 psi. So now you're going downhill. You're losing air pressure. You don't know it. You're not looking at your gauges. You're checking your mirrors, watching everything else. So you're losing air pressure. It's going to get below 60 psi. Guess what? The warning light and buzzer doesn't work because you never checked it. You're going down. You're going down. Next thing you know, pop, your valves pop out. Your brakes are on. I mean, some serious stuff. That's why the air brakes is so serious. That's why it's so serious, and it's so important that you do it right. Happy New Year's, Jeff. Jeff said, Happy New Year's. How you enjoying your time with the family since you're at home every night while training? Oh, they love it. Whenever I train in Springfield, I get a lot of home time. Like, usually I do a full day with a student. Next day a test, like my test. My test is pretty much you're going to pass every single maneuver in the amount of points it would take you to pass only 3. So that's my test. And then after that, you pretty much got a free day. Study your pre-trip, whatever you need to, stuff like that. And I'm back to the house. Next day, I test them out. So I only try to be in Springfield for 3 days. I want to get my next student get back out. Do you still get paid when you're on the pad training? Yes and no. Right now, this week, for each student I have on my truck, I'm going to get $300. So this week, from pay period, from the start of this week to the end of this week, I did 0 loads. I took off 4 days, and I'm pretty much at $600 minus taxes and all that. So, I might have a bonus coming in there from another student that upgraded to his own truck, or I might have somebody that had 6 months, or I might have somebody that had a year by now. There could be that bonus in there. So really, this week is kind of a low week for me. Like, I'm at $600, then taxes and everything, and insurance or whatever they take out. So this has not been a good week, really. So, but I did take 4 days off. Well, really, I worked one of the days off. Like, I was still delivering a load. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. The day after, I came to work and I worked with my students. It was counted as a day off because I asked for it off, but I spent that whole day working with students. So, what can I say? So, do I still get paid when I'm training out here on the pad? Yes and no. Your payment is more like your trifecta bonus. When you get your trifecta bonus for your student trifecting, or your bonus for them passing their test, that's how you get paid. So, say you come out here and you spend 2 days with somebody and you test them out on the 3rd day and they trifecta, that's your payment, pretty much. Plus them being on your truck. So, it's not bad pay. How many times can you try and fail the pre-trip exam? It depends where you're at. If you're testing in Pittston, it's 3 times. And Springfield, it just depends. Like, they're gonna pretty much eval you. If say you fail it like 3 times in a row, then they're going to take you to the side and they're going to eval you and see what's going on. See if they can figure out how to get you past the test. Sometimes if you fail it the 2nd time, they're going to eval you. So, you get evaled. They try to figure out a way to train you. Maybe they can. Sometimes they ask you about your background and we can go from there and figure out another way to get you to understand it. But you shouldn't have to take pre-trip more than once. I'll give everybody the one time. You know, maybe you failed the air brakes. You know, it happens. Nobody's perfect. You know, but if you're failing it 2 or 3 times, or you're failing it because you're out of points, like, it's pretty hard to fail the pre-trip. You gotta miss like an entire section to fail it. I mean, like, I don't know many people that like actually failed it because they didn't pass. Besides not passing the air brakes, I haven't heard of like really anyone failing it by not having enough points to do it. I mean, you would have to completely not study your pre-trip at all. You know, I don't know. About the pre-trip, that pre-trip is a headache. You know, no matter how much I beat it into your head, no matter how much I sat there, I can't put it in someone's head. Like, maybe I need to learn how to hypnotize people so I can hypnotize them and put it all in their head. Make my job easier. Let's see. I think I heard Chad say 3 times I think I heard Chad say. Yeah, but I don't know if Chad was talking about Pittston or Springfield, so. Tiny. Oh man, Tiny. Tiny's a wrestler over there in Lubbock, Texas. And he's a great guy. I used to work with him, but he's I don't know if it's called amateur. I think it's called amateur wrestling. I never got to go to his show. I'm sorry I never made it to your show. I always wanted to, but I was working so much overtime. Like, I never had a day off. Tiny. Like, I wanted to be there. He's a great guy. He's my dad's friend. I mean, Tiny is just an awesome guy. He got a big heart of gold. Heart of gold, man. He's just a great guy. And I'll watch all of your, by the way, Tiny, I watch all of your Facebook Live videos of your wrestling matches and everything I see on your wrestling matches. Dude, you're out there doing it. And it's awesome. I hope you start a YouTube channel, because the YouTube videos come out a lot clearer than that Facebook Live video that they have. But Tiny, he worked with my dad out there at the prison for many years, and that's kind of where I got some of my work ethics from, is because my dad, he took a lot of pride in whatever he did. Like, he was working at the prison, and that's not like a prideful job. Not a lot of people like it. But my dad, he was always like, man, I work for the state. Man, I was kind of like getting embarrassed hearing him say that all the time. Like, he'd go try to get a loan for a house or something. He'd be like, I work for the state. Like, you know, I was like, I knew anytime he did anything, he got pulled over or whatever, I knew the first thing he was going to say is, I work for the state. You know, he was proud of what he did. You know, it was, you know, if everybody had as much pride as him and what he did, man, it'd be something else. Highway Junkie said, I worked as a mechanic, so I don't see it as a problem. Seems that the wording is the thing to get right. Yeah, the wording's the thing to get right, and then putting it to action. Tiny said, thank you, bro. It's okay. Pro Independent Wrestling have a page. I do. Tiny Nino Luera, bro. Much love and respect, bro. Thank you. And your dad was a hell of a good guy. Thanks, Tiny. Yeah, they were pretty close. You know, my dad, he passed away whenever he turned 50 from heart failure, and you know, it was pretty rough on everybody. Like, man, when the funeral, when we had the little funeral, I guess you would call it, remembrance, I don't know what you would call it. We didn't have he wanted to be cremated, so we had a cremation done, but we had a big ceremony, and man, it was packed in there. Like, you saw everybody, like pretty much everybody from the unit was there. So I mean, like, it was a great wave in there. They packed up the entire room, and they packed up the hallway. I mean, like, my dad was loved out there, and it's because he had good work ethics. You know, I mean, they took care of him, and everyone out there took care of my family too. Like, we were up there at the hospital for weeks, and they were sending food baskets and all kinds of stuff. Like, it was awesome. I mean, TDCJ, they're a family too, and they took care of them. You know, a lot of people don't know it, but 2 days before my dad passed away, I had to tell my mom that her dad passed away, and that was really hard to do. Like, your dad's in the hospital bed, he might not make it, and you have to, 2 days before he passes away, you got to tell your mom, hey mom, your dad passed away. You know, she couldn't even go to his funeral. The day of her dad's funeral was the day I signed the paperwork to take my dad off of life support. He said he never wanted to live on life support, so when it came time to sign the paperwork, I had to sign it. My mom was like, I can't sign it. So I went ahead and signed it. And then about a couple days later, man, one of my cousin's son dies from SIDS, and we went to that funeral, and it was a pretty rough time. It was real bad. It was a rough time in my life. For a while, I just felt numb. I didn't have no feelings. Like, I think the hardest part was, like, telling my mom her dad passed away. Like, that was incredibly hard. I remember, luckily, my preacher was there. Like, he came to see us, and luckily he was there because, man, I could barely get the words out. And he said pretty much, like, I said it, but he said it too. So, I mean, like, he kind of stepped in and told my mom, hey, your dad passed away. So, I mean, it was a rough time. Yeah, Nino, I miss you too, brother. I miss everyone out there at the prison, really. I mean, that's a big family, and I miss all of you guys. You know, y'all were good to me over the years, and, you know, I love the job, really, I love the job. Anything I do, I love the job, and I do it to the fullest of my abilities. So, you know, like my wife said, yeah, I knew you were going to go up and beyond, you know, with this, and that's because I get it from my dad. His work ethics is like one of the good qualities I picked up from him. So that's where I learned how to do that, and I learned how to take pride in what I do, and you want to do the best you can do, the best anything you do in life. You want to do it to the fullest and the best of your abilities, because you want to, your name's going to be on that. You want to show people how good you are. You want to show what you do. And that's a little bit of that whole deal. So glad that you're in front of the yellow wall. Well, my wife, she didn't like the yellow wall the other day. I don't know about the garage door, but I'm in my 5th bedroom. It's the guest bedroom. It's a pretty big room. There's a king size bed right there, and it's a good size room, and it has this, I don't know, grayish blue color wall. You know, it's different than the yellow. She hates the yellow. Sooner or later she's gonna paint it. Hey, A-Rod. I wonder if that's A-Rod from TDCJ, because I knew a guy, A-Rod from TDCJ too. He was a real good guy too. You thought about going lease? No, I have not thought about going lease. Well, let me take that back. Everybody thinks about going lease. I've came real close to going lease before, and I always chicken out, man. But the whole ideal of I might not get a paycheck, not only may I not get a paycheck one week, but I might owe money and be negative on my next one. Like, I'm not a risk taker, you know. I want a paycheck every week. If I work, I want a paycheck. I don't want to go work a whole week and not get a paycheck. To me, it doesn't make any sense. Like, it's hard backing the rig when you first start out. Is it hard backing the rig when you first start out? If you ask Gifty, he's going to say yes. If you ask Jesus, he's going to say no. Because Jesus got out there, man, Jesus was like knocking it out. Jesus, he's from Texas, so like, I say Jesus because like, it's his spelt Jesus, but it's Jesus. If you're from Texas, you're going to call him Jesus. If you're from Missouri, you're going to call him Jesus. I like Jesus because Gifty actually got mad today. He goes, "Oh, Jesus." And Jesus said, "What? What's up? What, man?" Like, yeah, it was funny when it happened because he, like, Gifty was all serious. He was all mad. "Oh, Jesus." And he's all like, he's over there. He's all like, "What?" I mean, I thought it was funny. I don't know. Looks like baby poo paint. This or the yellow? Which one? This one looks like baby poo paint, or the yellow in there? What's up? Glad to be in your life. Cool, Chris. Yeah, we're welcome here. Whatever you want to ask. I'm going to answer it to the best of my abilities. Jesse, Jesus is a beast. Yeah, Jesus is a beast. And that's probably Jesus right there, because that's one of his nicknames. I don't know for sure, but you know, I know he's subscribed to my YouTube channel, and he rung the bell. He told me today. A little bell, he rung it. Doesn't look like newborn poo. All three of my kids got me. Okay, so my wife's defending this wall. She said the yellow definitely looks horrible. I can't believe we're over here talking about paint. Maybe we should take a vote. Maybe we should take a vote sometime and vote on the color of the yellow wall to change the yellow wall in there, and my wife will paint it that color. Twizted, you seem like a great guy. I'm looking at Maverick and Prime. Hey, do your research. Call a recruiter at Maverick. Take down all the information, how you get paid, all this stuff. Everything make you a list. Take it all out. Call Prime. Ask them a bunch of questions. Write it all out. Everything they say, cent per mile, everything. Whatever you're interested in, ask. And then compare them. Figure out which one fits you best. Maybe you're looking at home time. Maybe Maverick's closer to the house. Do your research, you know. I did my research. It was between US Express and Prime. And US Express gave us two different, me and my buddy, we call at the same time. They gave us two different numbers for cent per mile and everything. So we went Prime. We both called Prime, and they gave us the exact same thing. Says, gonna start calling you David. Hi. Why David? The yellow paint. Okay, the yellow pink's horrible. If everything works out, I'll be coming to Prime in March. Got to save some money for the family when I'm training. Yeah, you definitely want to save some money for them, because you're going to get a $200 loan for you. So you'll be fine. You shouldn't have no expenses. You know, you take that little loan that Prime gives you every week. That's $200. You take it out every week, and that's your food money and whatever else you need, like shower, shoes, blanket, whatever. You know, and your family can survive on whatever they have. Troy, it's pretty hard coming out here. I was lucky because when I quit the state, I kept getting checks because I had a lot of time built up. So my family really didn't struggle too much at home. Like, I didn't even need to take out the $200. I just took it out and I saved it, man. I had a pile of cash because it's a tax-free loan. I used it to buy a camera for my truck window, like a camera, a GPS, and I can't even remember what all I spent it on. But I just saved it up and bought stuff I would need for over the road. And I spent it here and there to eat out and different stuff like that. But I mainly saved it up to have a little loan to buy my GPS and stuff that I wanted whenever I started out. This guy's a great trainer, makes backing and driving seamless. Well, thanks. So that's probably Jesus right there for sure. Because he jumped in there. Jesus wants it. He wants this bad. He wants to get in there and be a truck driver, man. And like, more power to you. You make it an easier student when you want it. Hey, Rod, Twizted, I will, man. Do you have to work history in the last 5 years with Prime? Last I know, Prime was 2 years. Who is David H? David H. I don't know who David H is. He's a YouTuber for Prime. He gets so far behind in the chat by the time he gets to comment, he don't know what we're talking about. I don't know. I'll start talking and, you know, sometimes I know what you're talking about, sometimes I don't. I don't know David H, but I try to get to the comments whenever I see them. Also, man, it's a little screen. Like, they're a little bitty. I gotta get close to them. I'm blind. I wear glasses, man. Give me a break. Hog Rider, I know him. So he knows David H too. I think David H is the guy with the dirty truck. I mean, I don't know if he has a dirty truck or not. Let me take that back. I'm not trying to bash him. But I seen this YouTube guy with a mess in the back of his truck, and we kind of commented on it like, hey, how do you sleep back there with all that stuff on your bed? But I'm not completely sure. I shouldn't have said that. I probably need to edit that out of the video completely. What's the topic, man? I talk about whatever you want, man. You ask and I'll talk about it. You ask me a question, I'll talk about it. I will talk about random stuff. I'm ADD. I can't keep focused on one subject or the other one. So if I haven't worked in 5 years, it's no form. Yeah, let's see. Prime requires like 2 years of viable work history. So you have to have like 2 years. He is friends with Chad and Bags. Oh, okay. Well, Chad might get on to me for that. Somebody who lives out of Phoenix there. Man, I train anybody they give me. I'll train anybody. I'm serious. Not necessary. You'll need to put down why you haven't worked and the references. Okay, so he's pretty much saying if you have a legitimate reason why you weren't working, then Prime will accept that. Figure out all you Prime YouTubers know each other. I know, like, I'm new to YouTube. I haven't been doing this long, so I know Chad Rich. I watch Crazy Bags. There's a bunch of others I watch. I watch Queen Trucking. You know, there's some I watch, some I like, some I've watched, and I was like, I'm never watching a video again. I watch Busy Blake. Where did you get the Hatchet Man Mario shirt? Actually, my wife bought me it, so I think she ordered it from online somewhere. I seen that comment from you, LOL. That guy was a 0/0. See, I'm not good with some of these new age text things, so was a 0/0. I don't know what that means. Thanks. What's your driver code? It is COXDJO. COXDJO. Big Country. Jacob Vlog. Oh, I completely forgot about Jacob. I watched Jacob. Jacob was my trainer. He's very passionate in what he does. I have a video on my channel about my PSD experience and my TNT, and I was truthful, and everybody started calling Jacob Mr. Grumpy, which wasn't very nice. He didn't like it. He called me and he was all like, geez, thanks. Everybody's saying I'm grumpy. I was all like, dude, when you're tired, you are grumpy. You know what you want me to do? He's all like, nah, it's fine. It's fine. You were being honest. You know, I'm blunt, I'm honest. I don't care what people think. I will say whatever I think. Hey, Rod, Jesse, I was helping my parents take care of the handicapped brother. Will that be a good reason? See, call a recruiter, ask them. My wife said that this shirt came from the Psychopathic Records website. Owner op. I'm not an owner op. I don't know who you're asking owner op. I'm not an owner op. I'm a company. I'm like the bottom man, man. I'm the company solo driver / trainer or instructor. I'm an instructor is what I am. But my job title is a over-the-road solo driver. Yeah, there's a lot of great trainers out there for sure. Really great trainers out there. You know, I think Primes is pretty good at picking their trainers, really. You know, minus, you know, every company's going to have their good and their bad. Every once in a while, a trainer's going to slip through there, and they're not going to know he's a bad trainer until somebody reports him. And then they'll deal with it. You can't expect it'll just be perfect over here. And I'll tell you, if you do come to Prime, it's a beautiful facility. It's like a family. Like Gifty was telling me the other day, he's all like, man, everybody is so nice to me out here. And he was on the pad with me, and you know, my brothers out there, they all came up and, hey man, what's going on? We haven't seen you in Springfield for a while. I was like, man, I've been testing in PA for a little while. So it's great. Oh, okay. O/O is owner op. Okay. Whoa, I learned something. Sure. Cool. Or OP is also for owner op. Okay. See, I'm learning something. You know, I'm new to this. I feel like an old man over here. Like, it took me a while to figure out how to even do this live. I just was like, man, I feel bad because I don't have no videos up. And I was like, I need to do a live or something. I need to talk to some people. So I don't even come with a topic. I just started off and start rambling on. And that's pretty much how I go with this. And if people want to watch this later on, say you're driving down the road late at night and you're bored and you just want to, whenever you stop somewhere safe, You want to press play and just listen to somebody ramble on for an hour? I'll kill a whole hour. What's up, Nathan? Nathan's another guy that worked with my father. Nino was in here earlier. He might still be in here. Nino, there's Nathan right there. Nathan Hollis. Whenever I was young, he used to babysit us. Him and his wife used to like babysit us. Whenever my parents were working, we would go over there. He has, you know, 2 daughters. I think it's only 2. I don't know. I'm pretty sure he has 2 daughters. And when we were kids, his 2 daughters, me, my sister, and my brother, we would all play together. And you know, I was real little. Yeah, he said just 2, but now look at us, Nathan. We're all grown up. I think last time I talked to you, I think you were telling me one of your daughters was going to college, and I think the other one was about to graduate high school or something. I can't remember. I remember running into you at the Chinese food buffet. I was coming out and you were going in, you and your wife. But Nathan's thinking about coming out of here after he retires from the state. He's about to retire, so might as well come see the world, you know. And what a better way to do it than, hey, come out here, drive the truck. What he can do if he wants to is either turn his wife into a driver and they both team drive, or she can just get on the truck with him and live on the truck. And whenever he wants to take his days off, he can be like, hey, I want to take my days off in Vegas. They go over there, take their day off in Vegas, pay for a parking spot or whatever. Boom, get a rental car, go enjoy the town. You go back and sleep in your truck every night, or that's what I would do. Like, I'm against getting a hotel room. They might have bed bugs. They're nasty. They might have germs. Like, who knows what they have? Like, I don't like germs, or I do not want bed bugs. So I'll go sleep in my truck. I'll shower inside the Pilot or Flying J, whatever I'm stopped at, you know, and I'll go out every night. Or wherever you want to go on vacation. You want to go to Florida, Disney World, your kids move out, you want to go to Disney World now since you only got to pay for you and your wife? Boom. Go take you a trip to Florida. Hey, 27 and 29 still. Time flies. I'm 34. No, I'm 35. I lied. November, I turned 35. How long do you have your license before you can apply for Prime? Does that say tall? 12 months? But I don't know if there's a different way. Michael, how old are you? Are you 21? Because last I checked, it was 21. If maybe you just waited a long time and then got your license, you know, I'm pretty sure that, like, as long as you're 21 and you have your license, I'm pretty sure they'll hire you. I mean, look at this. I trained a guy from the Bronx, and he had his driver's license for 16 years. The only time he ever drove was whenever he was in the student driver class, or whatever you call it. Whenever he was a student learning how to drive, that was the only time he drove a car. 16 years before he got on the truck. I put him behind the wheel. He didn't tell me none of this. I put him behind the wheel. He told me he was from the Bronx. Put him behind the wheel. Man, I was scared. Like, I was scared. I was like, what is going on? Like, I'm completely scared, like, right now. So he told me that, hey, I never drove a car, really. I was like, hey, you decided to come truck driving? Like, wow, dude, you're like brave. You're so brave. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. And guess what? He got his CDL. You know, it was scary at first because not only am I teaching you how to drive a truck, but I gotta teach you all the basics from driving a car. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. Hi, Big D. What's up? Starting TNT with Prime January the 13th. Sure, welcome to the family. Welcome to the family. 29 years old. Dude, I wouldn't even tell them that you only had your license for 12 months. I'd just be like, hey, I'll put it in my application. I don't know why it took you so long to get your license, because as soon as I was old enough to get a license, I went and got mine. Like, I wanted to go drive. I'm looking for a tactical rail mount beer bottle opener for my next AR build, or a spork. I don't even know what to say about that. For his AR build or a spork. I don't even know what you're talking about. Rail mount beer bottle opener. You're from Texas, so you know you have guns. You said LOL. Like, you just got, Nathan, you just got me to read that for no reason. Like, what's going on? That's funny, though. Or a spork. Yeah, but back to the license. I would come out here and I would just apply and come out here. I mean, you're gonna be, you know, if you had your license for 12 months, you know, you should know how to drive. You've been driving. So driving a truck is, in a way, like driving a car, in a way not. Like, because you got a 53-foot trailer behind you, so it's a lot more watching the mirror than a car. Like, I don't think I ever check my mirrors as much as I do now. Like, I even take my truck driving skills in my personal car. Like, I'm checking my mirrors all the time. I notice when I'm doing lane changes, I'm watching the mirror till I'm all the way over into the lane. I mean, you know, it'll make you a better driver. I don't hit as, in my personal car, I don't feel like I hit any more curbs like I used to, because I'm always going wide. My wife don't even like riding with me sometimes, because she says, why are you going out wide? It's like, I don't know, I don't want the trailer to hit nothing. I'm in a car. But and you're right, every AR-15 doesn't need a bottle opener. That's what happens when you have Texas guys in here. Love their guns. Did you, not too long ago, or the other day, they had a shooting in the church, and then some Texan, he jumped up and shot the dude. You should know better than to shoot up a Texas church. Everybody in there has a gun. And if you want to know where I stand behind guns, is I'm all for guns. Like, we need our guns. Like, don't even, anybody wants to take our guns away, I'm against that. Do not take our guns away. I have guns too, and I have all my dad's guns. So, hey, Big D, I'll come to Prime with an actual CDL with an endorsement, but no experience. They will still let me do PSD and TNT for the experience. Yes. Usually what they do, Nathan, honestly, is it depends like how much driving experience you have on that CDL, but pretty much what they're gonna do is put you with like a trainer or in the night class, and it's called CDL. You're a CDL holder. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna do 3 maneuvers. You're gonna have to do 3 maneuvers, and you're gonna have to do a little driving test with them, and they want to make sure that you can back and drive good. So I mean, and I'm pretty sure last I heard that you actually get to pick your maneuver, so that's even better. Whichever one you feel is the easiest, that's the one you do. And And Nathan, when you come out here, we're gonna do the whole thing together. Like, I don't care. I'll clear my schedule and we will go from start to end. Josh Daniel says, "Hi Twisted, what's prime policy on your off duty? Can you bring back a girl to your rig when you're off duty? Says when you on a 34 reset." Just off duty. Prime doesn't want anyone in your truck that is not approved. So anyone you put on your truck for your 10-hour break or your 34-hour break, Prime needs a copy. Your fleet manager's going to need a copy of her driver's license and fill out paper like, hey, she's going to be with me from this time to this time, so they have records that she's on the truck. And I don't know what you're getting at. I kind of think I know what you're getting at, but, you know, go to the girl's place. Why bring her back to your truck? Go to her place. You know, I'm sure she got a bigger bed than what's in the truck. Will I still be locked into a year contract? I don't think so. No, I think the lease guys are not, because the guys get in their CDL, like, all it does is cover the cost of all of the stuff that goes into you going all the way through Prime's program. Like, that's how much they charge. They charge, I don't even know how much it is. I usually tell my students it's $5,000, but we'll just say $5,000. So it cost Prime $5,000 to get you from the start of the program all the way to the end to your CDL. So that's how much it costs. So what Prime does is says, if you stay with us a whole year, then we will waive the cost of that, what it costs to get you your CDL. So I'm pretty sure that if you're a CDL carrier, that Prime's not gonna have you sign that contract, because guess what? You got your CDL. Why would you have to pay for getting a CDL when you already got one? So, you know, it's like that. How much is the CDL school loan? See that? My wife, she's over there trolling. I just said I don't know the exact dollar amount. I have had students get on my truck and say it's $4,000. I had students get on my truck and say $5,000, and plus the weekly loans you take out. So that's going to be added to it too. Because they're going to train me to drive. Hey, you have your CDL. You know how to drive. In my book, you know, I would stay up with you and teach you how to drive. I don't care. You know, that's what you pretty much do with the CDL holders, is you stay up and watch them drive for a while. Once you get comfortable with them, then you let them, once you get comfortable with their driving and you trust them, then they're on their own pretty much. Winters and mountains scare me. Hey, winter used to scare me pretty bad too. Winter driving is just slow down to a safe speed. If it's too dangerous, pull over. You're the captain of the ship. So if it's too dangerous for you, pull it over, stop. You know, it's better than getting into an accident. I pulled over and stopped a couple times. I ain't scared to admit it. You know, I was not comfortable. I said, I'm done. I'm pulling over and stopping. Mountains aren't bad either once you learn how to go down them. Now, I don't even mess with them in the wintertime. I'm going to avoid them at all costs. Wintertime, I don't want to go over any of those mountains. And yes, you're right. I was like, whenever I started out, oh, bro, I was scared. Like, mountain? You want me to go over a mountain? I'm from Flat, Texas. I never traveled. I never went anywhere. Flat, Texas. Like, flat. It's so flat you can watch a dog run away for 7 days. Day 1, oh, dog's run away. Day 2, dang, the dog's getting far. Day 3, still out there. All the way to day 7. Day 7, I can barely see him. I don't think he's coming back. Now I'm in a truck and you're all like, go up the mountain, down the mountain. Whoa, I'm scared. Yeah, 7 days. You know how flat it is out there. Unless you get a dust storm and cover them up, you're still going to see them running away. But yeah, at first I was horrified. In Texas, it snowed once a year. Maybe in Lubbock, once a year. Whenever it snowed that one day a year, they would shut down the whole town. I didn't have to go nowhere. So, yeah, snow and stuff like that did scare me. Alright, Josh says, Twisted, I see a truck pulled over on the side of the road a lot. I see trucks pulled over to the side of the road a lot. What are they doing? Is it a bathroom break? I know they just pull over to the shoulder when they have a breakdown. Who knows? You know, pull over to use the bathroom, pull over because their truck broke down, pull over because they have a blown tire. I have no idea. But trucks do pull over a lot, like on the side of the road. Outside of the road is not a place I'd be pulling over on for fun. Like, I'm gonna hit an off ramp, truck stop, whatever, if I can. If it's like a dire emergency where I have to get that truck pulled over safely, I'm going to the side of the interstate. Don't like it. My truck broke down going down Black Mountain in North Carolina. I almost hit the escape ramp, man. That thing shut off on me. It was scary. So I just aimed it for the escape route and rolled my brake until it came to a full stop. I was about a foot from the escape ramp. Yeah, that's right. Nathan said that Lubbock shuts down for a half an inch of snow. He's right. The city don't want to go and clean that stuff up. Now that I've been in other states and I see how the Northeast and places like that clear off the roads and clean all that stuff up, I'm all like, why can't Texas do that? Because you can go up through some, man, I've been through, in Oregon, I've been through a snow on the side of the road, was built up so tall that I thought it was a forest over there till the sun came up and I just noticed that it was ice walls on the side of the roads. And I was driving through a tunnel of ice walls because it was built up that much. And the road looked completely dry. Ran out of time to drive those truckers on the side of the road. And Hollis said in Lubbock, they don't have a plow for 500 miles, which I probably believe. And Josh says truckers can't park on the shoulder because of running out of time. Can they? You know, you can do whatever you want. Really, like, I see people parked all over the place. Walmarts, whatever, they're parked all over the place, wherever they want to park. So if it was me, before I even run out of time, I hit up the truck stops, I hit up the rest stops, I hit up this, I hit up that. I'm trying to find a place to pull over. If I run out of time, then I'm going to run into the negative until I find a place to pull my truck. At night, it's real hard to find parking, so you might have to drive a while. I'll tell you what, Trucker Path, I use Trucker Path, and what I like to do is find the little hole in the wall truck stops that say that they only have 3 or 4 spots. I'll go check them out. because everybody else is skipping those, looking for the 100 spots or the 70 spot truck stops and all that. I'll go check out that 1 spot place or that 2 spot place. And usually they're open. Usually I get over there and they're completely empty. So that's where I'm parking. Personal convenience, your ads off the shoulder. Yeah, I've used personal convenience before to get to a safe spot. Most of the time I use personal convenience whenever I leave a receiver and I'm empty, and I'll go find me a spot. Josh says, yeah, I know you can park wherever you can, but I don't think a truck can park on the shoulder of the highway when he's off duty. Hey, you know, if you ever been on a turnpike, whenever or you know, a toll road, after the tolls, all the time, right after the toll booth, they got those big wide shoulders. I see trucks over there taking 10-hour breaks all the time. So that's still the shoulder of the road. So yeah, you're right. It depends on the state whether or not you're going to get a ticket for that. Because the rule is, if you're parked there more than 10 minutes, you need to have your 3 red reflected triangles out. So that's up to the state, and that's up to however you feel about it. Prime says that they do not want us parking on the shoulders, and they do not want us parking on on-ramps, and they don't want us parking on the side of the roads. Does it happen? Yeah, we need some place to park somewhere, so we might be on the side of the road in front of the shipper. You know, that the shipper might be like, hey, that's my overnight parking. Okay, park on the side of the road. I don't park on ramps, and I don't park on or off ramps, and I don't park on the shoulder of the highway ever. Yeah, Josh, I'm not trying to sound like I know more than you. I'm just saying, like, what I think. So, like, it's just an opinion, you know? So, I'm not saying I know everything about it. I know what I do. And other truck drivers, I know what you're talking about. I see them on the side of the road all the time. They don't got no triangles out or nothing. Is it okay? I don't know. Is it? Like, as soon as somebody gives them a ticket for it or something like that, then they'll move. If they're broken down, why is their triangles not out? Like, I'm not the DOT, so I'm not worried about it. I just get over a lane, pass them, get back over into the right lane, keep on going. Oklahoma on the 44, and I think it's 44. I don't even know what you're talking about. I know the 44. Yeah, the 44 is a turnpike through Oklahoma. If that's what you're asking, is the 44 the turnpike that goes through Oklahoma? It goes all the way to Oklahoma City. It goes all the way to Wichita Falls in Texas. And it goes all the way to St. Louis. You know, it's one of my favorite interstates, really, is I-44 and I-40. That's my main way. I mean, that gets you from like the Northeast to California. When I was on a team truck, we got so bored of going back and forth from California to like PA and stuff like that. We made it our goal to stop at every single truck stop in between there. And I'm pretty sure that we made it, especially on the 40 from Texas to California. I'm pretty sure I've been in every truck stop there. I know where the Dunkin' Donuts are for sure. You got the one in Amarillo, and then you got the other one in Arizona. I can't remember what the heck the name of it is, but there's a town in Arizona. It's right before the border that has a Dunkin' Donuts in it. Imagine that. So trucks parked on the side of the road after the toll booths. Yeah, there's always after the toll booths. What's going on, Gary P? Later, Hollis. You have a good night. I was about to end this too. Gary P just showed up. Sorry, Gary, but I was about to end it too. And thanks for spending the time with me on my live. Thank you for all watching, and hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, ring the bell. You know, hopefully I'll be back to making some more vlog, like vlogs of my entire day again, or just training videos in general. It's just, I've been working those long days. I come home, spend some time with the family, and shoot, I just want to go to bed. So, I appreciate all of y'all that's been watching and talking to me. And Hollis says smash the like button. Thank you. And Josh said, Twisted, be safe, bro. I enjoy talking, man. I enjoy talking too. I appreciate y'all. Keep watching my videos. I'm gonna probably be doing some more of these lives every time I have time. So, and if you want a straight up honest answer, then ask me, because I'm gonna be straight up with you. Like, sometimes I'm gonna have to tell you, hey, here's Prime's way, and here's what I really think. You know, it's just how it is. All right, everyone, have a good night. Be safe out there if you're over the road.